Hey there, welcome back to ShipCrafter, episode 7. Time to build a submarine, because I'm dealing with an increasing number of surface ships, including an Emden. Last time around, I was able to take it down, but barely. So, we need a sub. I'm going to maximize the supply I can get, and I wonder if I add ballast tanks to this, can I make it dive? Let's see. Pressure ballast, mirror mode, zoop mode. If I just add this, no. Not even close. If you want to have a ship actually submerge, you gotta have a density which is higher than 1. We will probably need a lot more. Yeah. That's not quite gonna work, is it? Alright, save this thing. We're gonna build a new sub. Now, I'm gonna go with a sub. Yes, I'd like to create that. Huh? Fine, we'll just call it number 2. Alright. How does it work with that block? Gives you 0.58? Right. Okay, so we do need a base hull. Let's go for that first. So, we're gonna build out a base hull. It doesn't have to be terribly long. I think 38 meters is fine. Let's make it somewhat wider. And make sure that it has enough buoyancy. I think actually this is enough. 5 meters wide. Let's maybe 7. There. 7 meters wide. Now, let's go with a couple of layers. And I might sandwich in a pressure ballast tank. There, I got 0.5 to 0.8. And now we got 0.6 to 1. And now we got 0.65 to 1.1. Good. That means I can now sink if I wish to. Let's go with a bit more. And then what happens if I add more hull? Is that number going to go down again? Yeah, it's going to go right down again. So this is so buoyant that it's actually too good. But I still have to add some engines. So let's carve out a spot for those. And how tall are those again? Oh, they're not tall at all. Good. I can probably get one layer down. And I can have some nice compartments, so to speak, for the engines. Oh, crap, I was using the wrong one. This is the U-boat engine. Okay. Now, in case you're building a submarine, the good news is it does not have to be enclosed. So you can go as weird as you wish. These have a propulsion of, what was it, 4K? Yeah. They do work underwater, which is nice. So let's carve out some spots over here for the, I think, single propeller. And then add a rudder. What can a small propeller have? 8,000 horsepower. So this thing can drive that. It looks tiny. And rather cute. But then again, I need those ballast tanks, or I'm not going to float. And I'm not going to sink. Okay then. We will need torpedo tubes. The question is then which one? That's going to be fun. I could add a quadruple set of launchers. And nobody said I have to point those straight up, so, you know. I suppose this could be a submarine. I don't know if it'll work, but I'm willing to test some crazy creations. Okay, go to periscope depth. Haha! Behold, I am invisible. Can we move? Certainly. We can actually do 22 knots submerged. Haha, can't hit me. Come at me, bro. Oh, wait. I can do 33 knots submerged? Okay. I just hope I can get back up again. That is kind of a requirement. Go to periscope. The natives seem to be getting a little restless. I wonder if those torpedo launchers only surface on the, only work on the surface. Turn. Turn. There's your target. I need a lot of lead on that target. Shoot. No shoot. No, there's inbound torpedoes. That'll be fun. Whee! All the torpedoes away. Okay. So now I know what I can expect with this craft. Those torpedo launchers as such don't work. I'll probably need enclosed ones. Does it say that these things work underwater? No. Does it say that these things work underwater? Not really. Can I carve out some space here to add torpedo tubes? Or is that going to cause all sorts of issues? No, we still got enough buoyancy. Okay. So let's carve out a bit more. I have to... Oh, nice. Those things are actually aligned properly now. Yeah, one more. Okay. So now we have the ability to start harassing things. I would actually like a bit more propulsion. Because I can definitely close the distance a bit better with better speed. And the engines are fairly hefty in weight. These things weigh 20 tons. Actually, it's not that bad, is it? No, a pressure ballast tank has 0.8 weight of ton. Oh, sorry, 0.8 tons of weight. There. So now I got 16,000 horsepower. How much does a medium require? 30,000, or at least it can house 30,000 power. Yeah, we're not quite there yet. Let's see if I can make this thing look a little better. Buoyancy is fine. I'm gonna go with pressure ballast. Okay. Now, towards the bow, I would like to have a bit more pressure ballast. So let's activate zoop mode. And let's see if I can actually turn this thing into something that resembles a submarine. Something that seemingly has a bow of some sort. I suppose I could crank that full of torpedo tubes if I wish. Because more torpedoes, more better. More damage. Okay, 6 tubes per side. That ought to leave a message. Pressure ballast. I'll keep a close eye on buoyancy. We're now 0.79 to 1.25, so that'll be sufficient. The only thing, of course, is you really don't want to armor this thing up. If I add armor to the side of this sub, I think we're going to have problems with buoyancy. And we're probably going to have problems with buoyancy rather quick. Actually, it's not that bad. Hold on. It's not that bad. Does that mean I could make a submersible battleship? Because I might be able to. The problem is that I am packing a bunch of weight onto the ship. But as long as you don't want to get anywhere fast, and you just add 150 millimeters of armor to the side, you can probably cause some serious issues. The only thing is, once you start adding turrets, I mean, yeah, I could add a 150. The problem I foresee is that my density is now in such a danger zone that I'll easily sink, but I might not come up again. Which, you know, is half the fun of being a submarine. You can come back to the surface if you wish to. So let's add another layer of standard hull blocks. And make sure that we have some buoyancy to spare. There, 0.86 to 1.2. This is going to be an interesting design. Come on, give it. There. One more. Or 0.86 for 1.2. I'm going to add a bit more buoyancy here. 0.86 to 119. Do I want more? No, I haven't reached my supply limit. Hold on, look at the amount of points I have available. How big could you make this submarine? You could make this thing enormous. The only thing is, how are you going to drive that? Because, of course, the more mass you have, the bigger your... well, the bigger your propulsion needs are going to be. Interesting. But I suppose you could make a massive submarine if you got that much displacement available. Okay, 8 torpedo tubes aside. Save. Exit. And we're gonna go into battle. Dive, dive, dive. Okay, we're at periscope depth. Somewhat. Torpedo tubes at the ready. However, they're still maneuvering. So I'm gonna go down and make sure that they can't actually get to me as easily. The bow turret does not want to function. I can't even turn it, even if I would want to. So, yeah, we're gonna have to wait a little bit until we actually get to a position where I can use that. I hit something? Or something... that would be rather unlikely. Go to periscope. Huh, interesting. Those lines are definitely coming from way above me. That's torpedo streaking through the water. Nice. Half power ahead. That's shell fire. Ah, they're still all the way out there. Alright. You. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alright, that'll give you something to worry about. See ya! I'm gonna go down. I do wonder if these ships are actually going to go and change course. Or if they're just gonna maintain their current course. Let's go back to periscope. I want to see a bit more. I want to figure out what exactly it is that they're doing. Because the more you learn about their behavior, the more interesting it'll be. We have an objective moving ahead there. That's probably one of the smaller boats. Yeah. I really hope they don't have depth charges. They do! Okay, then. So that can be dangerous. I don't know where my torpedoes ended up, but it's definitely not on where I was hoping. Well, actually, no, I hit him with 4 torpedoes. Can you kindly sink your ally? Ho ho! Not me! Now I have some depth issues. Okay. I need to adjust the submarine. I'm gonna go for something enormous, just because I can. Let's go. Alright. How big can I make this thing? Before I run into trouble. Not necessarily that it's going to be a good idea, but then again, that's never stopped me before. We have a length of 337 meters. Nice. Mirror mode on. So this, at this point, is pretty much the length of an aircraft carrier. There, that's my buoyancy set. Of course, trying to get this thing other than a shelf is going to probably not work. Let's make it slightly smaller. 174 meters long. Time to add some engines. Many engines, because I want to at least go fairly quick. Especially as I'll have to be able to get out of the way in case one of those patrol boats show up and they start dropping depth charges. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 engines, so that's 20 engines, so that's 80,000 horsepower. Then again, my ship weighs 2,000 tons. And I'm not even done yet, so we'll probably need to dream a little bigger. How about more? How about some more? course, the question can be had, does this actually... Do you need this much power? Do you need a submarine 170 meters long if you're not carrying SLBMs with you? And I would be pretty confident in arguing, no, you probably don't need that. Then again, it is fun. How much can you hold? 90,000 horsepower. Okay, give me one large propeller shaft. Oh, it's now 2 blocks wide. Okay, fine. 2 propeller shafts. There. 2 medium props. I'm not using all the propulsion, but that's fine. And I also want to have 2 rudders. I'm going to turn mirror and zoop back on. Because I want to have at least some semblance of positive buoyancy. Lest the thing just goes down in a straight line. And then we're going to have a rudder. Or rather, 2 mediums. And they're gonna go here. I think they're the wrong way around. Do they have a leading edge? Not sure. We'll see how they behave when we get around to it. Okay. I still have thousands and thousands and thousands of blocks available. So, let's even this sub out a bit. Let's make sure that we have enough buoyancy if I wish to be on the surface. 0.77. There. 0.68 to 0.97. I can no longer dive. But we can fix that. Of course, you could, I suppose, add not just pressure ballast, but also just weighted blocks. If you do it like that, you'll definitely be going down. But potentially not as controlled. So I want to have those be pressure ballast tanks. Now we have positive confirmation that we will in fact be diving. I'm going to add more ballast tanks here and there. And hey, if this thing is to have firepower, better make it a lot. There's no rule against that. Yeah, that will unfortunately not really work. I could make it very wide, I guess. And by doing so, give it tons and tons and tons of firepower. So, what I'm thinking is, I could do something like that. And then just send a wall of torpedoes out. But I'd rather have it at least, you know, look a little better. Oh, this adds camera height. Okay, that could be useful. In case we encounter another submarine, we might need to be able to deal with it. Point those outwards, ideally. Have a sonar array of our own. Yeah, 2 is fine. I still don't really know what's bound, what's stern with those things. I think they are supposed to sit like that. 8,000 blocks. Where to spend that? Where to spend that? Because I don't think turrets is a particularly good idea. And when it comes to firepower, this thing actually has less than what I had. What happened? Oh, I'm pointing them the wrong way around. What happens if I add them like this? Because they are at an offset, right? So ideally, this should work. Weight to the sub, 3,000 tons. It's still not a very big displacement for a sub. At least playing Sea Power, I saw one which had a displacement of 60,000 tons. Then again, that was a bit of a unique example, carrying helicopters. Buoyancy still looking good. I might actually have a bit too much of it. So, do I want to call this torpedo, sorry, a submarine, or is this more like a battle brig? Because that's kind of what it turns into right now. Look at that. I don't know if this will work. What are we going to do against the patrol boats, though? Because once the patrol boats show up, I have to have at least something that sticks up above the water. And if I don't have that, and don't have any gear dealing with anything like a patrol boat, I might not survive. Oh, come on. No, I guess you guys are special and you actually need a bit of clearance. There. Okay. Buoyancy's fine. How much is sticking over the waterline? Can I tell? Not sure. Okay, let's add a bit that's above the waterline. I don't need an armored deck. I just need a hull. There. We're at 0.98. I should have more ballast tanks. This is not going to work. Now I'm at 1 gram per cubic centimeter. It's not enough. 1.01. 1.04. Add some weighted blocks. Preferably not to the top. She'll make the whole thing top heavy. Let's do something resembling a keel. We got 1.1. Bit more. 1.11. Okay. If this is the part, more or less the fin, I suppose, that's going to be up above the water. That's where we'll have a turret. And none of that cheap shit like an 88. We're a serious submarine, right? Or more like a miniature cruiser at, at that. Give me some more hull parts. I can kind of cheat my way into having a bit of additional buoyancy. And just throw a rangefinder on there. Ta-da! Rangefinder. I should really have a center axis. I didn't actually do that with this ship. And it's quite annoying. Because everything's offset by 1 block. Ugh. Whatever. I think I might need a few more ballast tanks. I know I'll sink. I mean, that's not really the problem. But my bigger challenge is, will it sink fast enough? Let's add a few more blocks like that. 1.14. So now we're getting somewhere. 1.15, and now we're also getting up to the block limit. Okay. The torpedo monster from hell. I have no idea how she'll perform. And I'm really eager to try. Save it. Battle. Okay, we are... Yep, so that kind of works. What I want to do is take these smaller craft out of commission. And then we'll dive and torpedo the Emden. Hit. Missed. Plenty of shells raining down around me, but there isn't that much of my ship to hit. Oh, they already seem to be having some buoyancy issues. Bit more, and they'll go down. Yeah, they're starting to roll. 10 hits. I think they're gone. Is that torpedoes? Or are you just happy to see me? No, those are actually torpedoes. Okay, dive, dive, dive. Now then. There is one more patrol craft up there. So I still have something else to eliminate. But I'm actually much more interested in taking this thing out. Good lord. That's not even my final form yet. Yeah, more torpedoes, please. I'm still left-clicking. I'm still sending more torpedoes downrange. I think. Yeah. Yeah, no, that'll cause him some grief, I guess. Now, if you could just maintain your course, that'd be great. And we'll surface and deal with that little pesky patrol boat in front of us. Can I actually torpedo this thing now? Maybe. Hello. Dive! We got a torpedo inbound. Ooh, I don't know if we got hit there or not. Forward. Oh, we still got propulsion. That's good. I don't know if the sub will actually want to come back to periscope. We got 12 hits with the torpedoes on the Emden. So that'll probably not survive. I've told the sub to go to surface, but she seems to struggle. Well, oh crap, they're right above us! No! Keep your pesky depth charges away from me. I think I need to change those weighted blocks into additional ballast tanks. So that I can actually get back up. Because I seem to be getting stuck down here. And I don't think I can survive for much longer. And I'm also not sure if I can actually target whatever's in front of me. No. Like, I can see where it is, but I can't target it. Okay. So, we're getting somewhere. These were pressure ballasts. And these were weighted blocks. Okay. Block replacer, ballast tanks, all of these. And all of these. Because going under is not the problem. It's coming up again. And I couldn't quite do that. Mirror mode, zoom mode, pressure ballast. There. Okay, I think the plan was fairly good. I just might not need a gun as big as that. I could probably do with something a bit smaller. Said no one ever. Let's go. Okay, the small shit first. He's already moving. Give him a bit more lead than what the game says. He's still accelerating, I think. Hit. A small craft like that, that should be crippling. 4 hits. Those depth charges, though. I need to have some way to deal with those. Come on, a bit higher. That's the engine knocked out. That's good. Now you're a sitting duck. And they're going down. Well, sort of. Oh, my stern turret already got knocked out? That's fast. And very unfortunate, because I still need my bow turret to also surface the other patrol boat. You know, the one that's sending torpedoes my way. That little shit. Missed. Oh, no thank you. Oh, crap. I think my main turret is not... Well, it's still working. Ah! Oh dear. Dive! Dive high. Oh no. Here come the depth charges again. We need a smaller turret. Because I just cannot get the ROF out of this one. Okay, so remove these. I'm going to add a bit more hull to that. To at least give me some additional buoyancy. Because my buoyancy right now is, I think, just slightly too low. Okay, so what sort of turret do I need? It's just a patrol boat. Like a 5-inch. And then another 5-inch. I really do apologize for having a hull that's not, you know, fully mirrored. Because it's making it rather obnoxious to place turrets down. Weapons. No, that's a 150. That's a 127. These things have how much armor? 64. And these things? 120. Ooh. Yeah, that could be a problem. Because if you don't have enough armor, the turret could very easily get knocked out. Reload, however, is 3 seconds versus 7.5. Okay. Buoyancy 1-1. Send it. That guy is actually potentially a bigger target. Turn over to port. Just land hits on him. Any hits. Oh, that was good. He could be crippled. To the point where he's not going to actually be any kind of a problem anymore. Oh, that's what a 5-inch will do for you. Alright. Next target. Make sure we land some hits on this guy, because he might very... Yeah, he also has a depth charge launcher on the stern. That's a bunch of hits. That's a bunch more. And that's a dead patrol boat. The other one's gone. Okay, dive, dive, dive. Now we got him. Yeah, we got him. Both patrol boats are completely eliminated. All I need to do now is close the distance towards the Emden and lay waste. Which is glorious with the amount of torpedoes I have available for him. We will saturate the waters with torpedoes. There. Very nice. Can we still send more? Yeah. Oh, we done. I hadn't actually sent all of them yet. So who's going to get hit by at least 4? Potentially a whole bunch more than that. Any second. Yep, there it comes. Oh boy. Are you in trouble? 6 to 18 torpedo hits. Good day. Rolls over, dies. Good. I took 27 hits, which actually did damage. I landed 18 torpedo hits and a mere 36 hits to the other 2 patrol boats. Ooh, 200mm armor. I like. This fortress should not be any kind of a problem. Because I can just go, hey fortress. There you are. Good lord, you're far away though. Ooh, what is that? That's a lot of firepower. Ideally, if my torpedoes run for long enough, I can just close the distance. While my torpedoes are moving in. I can... Oh, I even knocked out a turret, that's lucky. I should just be able to keep going, right? I should just be able to keep going, and all I need to do is wait for the torpedoes to get there. I don't know if they have a maximum runtime. That could be annoying. At the very least, they probably won't have a problem getting there. Or rather, I won't have a problem getting there, because I'm pretty deep down, and they can't actually get to me. Unless it has some sort of aircraft which is dropping depth charges or torpedoes. At least, you know, anti-submarine torpedoes. But so far I haven't seen any evidence that they might even have those. Torpedoes are still going. All the way out in the distance. I can barely make them out. And there's absolutely no reason for me to be on the surface now. Or at periscope depth. There's just not really... Well... I mean, I could try and get up there and watch, but... I think my torpedoes might have a runtime. Oh, there we go. They don't have a runtime. There's 8 hits, 10 hits. We're casually moving up to the surface. Yep, job done. Took no hits. Now, I think the submarine has proven itself as pretty valuable. I'm gonna go and do some more missions and see what else I can unlock. And you'll join me for the next video, won't you? Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and I look forward to seeing you on the next part.